Hello guys, Mark here bringing you a battle against my buddy Kyle. So here we go. He's really a noob, so am I. A noob, really. He's gonna lead off with Umbreon, and I'm gonna lead off with Fortress. And he's gonna go for the Toxic first, and I don't know why, because I'm not even affected by it. So I'm gonna go for the Toxic Spikes. And yeah, he's gonna go for the payback, which doesn't do anything to my max defense Fortress. So now I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, because I have like every entry hazard. I'm just gonna, just like destroy him. So he baton passes into a Haxorus. I don't know why. Just get it poisoned and like knocked down because of this Toxic. Maybe he thought that a special attack would do more damage against it, but alas, my Fortress is a tank and just like spikes that thing. And now he's gonna use Surf, which doesn't do anything. Yeah, tank Fortress. I'm gonna go for this. I see. I don't know how many layers you can put up, so I just tried it again. So now that I knew that I was all gone, I couldn't do anything else, I switched out. And I switched into my Uxie, which is my screener. So he goes for the Earthquake. Does a considerable amount. He's getting worn down by that Toxic, really. And he's gonna go for the Surf. And this takes me down a little bit, not really any. So I go for the screens just to raise my defenses. And that Toxic's just like wearing him down. So for some reason he withdraws. Now he goes into a Mew. Like, what the heck, a Mew? So Mew's poison now, and the spikes like destroy him. So I go for a light screen. And I'm pretty sure, what does he go for? He might go for, let's just see. So he has the leftovers on that Mew. He goes for a Brick Break, and I'm like, oh my gosh, just broke all my screens. So those are useless, but it doesn't really do much. So I go for the U-turn just to deal a little bit of damage on it. Does quite a bit. So I'm like, okay, get the crit. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put you to sleep with my Breloom, since, yeah, Breloom's a beast. So now my Breloom, and he heals a little bit from the leftovers. I'm like, my Breloom's faster than that Mew. And even after the battle, he told me that his Mew is slower. So I'm wondering why I didn't get to use my move here. And he went for the Flamethrower. I'm like, what the heck? So I would have had a sub up, so it would have ruined the sub anyways, but I could have worn it to like stall him with the Toxic a little bit longer, and he would have died this turn from the Toxic. So yeah, I don't know why my Breloom was slower. I would have stalled him. So I go into my Moth, and I'm like, okay, my Moth is pretty beast. He goes for the Flamethrower, and I'm like, okay, let's see how much damage this does. And then when it takes it, I'm like, holy crap. It gets the crit. So, go for the Bug Buzz just to like, finish him. Get the leftovers. Now he goes for that Terrakion, I think. So, yeah, he's all can hit with those spikes and stuff. So, oh crap. I don't know how fast that thing is. So I went back into my Uxie just to take whatever he can throw at me. And he takes the Stone Edge actually pretty well. Better than I thought. So I'm like, okay. That did quite a bit. So he doesn't know what well, he shouldn't. Well, he didn't know what other move. He thought my Uxie would carry Psychic, but it carries the Stealth Rocks. So he goes into his Salamence, and I'm like, okay, Salamence. What's this have? So I go for the Reflect because I'm like, Salamence, physical attacker. So he flies for some reason. I'm like, okay, a physical move with that Reflect up and this light screen that I'm shooting up, I can definitely take a hit from that with my Fortress, like no matter what. So call him back, go into my Fortress. He's just a beast. He's a tank. So he just takes that like nothing. And then he goes for the Earthquake, and I'm like, crap, it might do a lot. Boosh, nothing. And I was like, why are Toxic Spikes back up? So I sent them back out. And he goes for the Outrage, and I'm like, oh, how much will this do? Nothing. Nothing. I'm like, can I send out another layer? Nope. I don't know why I did that. It's because I don't really... I rolled the Rapid Spin on this guy, so Spike, Stealth Rocks, Rapid Spin, and Toxic Spikes. So I'm like, see what Rapid Spin will do. Nothing. And this guy has no attack. So I'm like, okay, let's just call him. He's confused. I can take what he's got. So I go into my Uxie again, because I'm like, death fodder. I can send out Scizor or something after this when he dies. But he hits himself, and I'm like, oh, what? So I get the leftovers recover after this turn. This doesn't do anything. I'm like, I'm really surprised at this. Look at that. I survived that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to U-turn out. I wasn't expecting the U-turn. I was just expecting for him to destroy me and me go into my Scizor. But anyways, I get my Scizor. Named him from the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, Powerpuff Girls. That one guy really reminds me of Scizor. It's like, Bullet Punch, Life Orb, you're dead. Even without Life Orb, probably would have killed him. Take some damage from Life Orb. And then he goes into a Chandelure. I'm like, crap! It's gonna destroy my Scizor. I forgot I had an Hydreigon or whatever. I'm gonna call it a Sazendor because that's what I like to call it. So he's all like already halfway dead just from the entry hazard. So I'm like, Bullet Punch. And it does crap. I'm like, what? Should have known. He's like, Heat Wave. I'm like, miss, miss, miss. Oh, no miss. So my Scizor's down. I'm like, no, there's no way my Scizor lived that. He got that. So then he's really down for the count now. That thing has nothing. So I'm like, Hydreigon, and he's like, oh crap. And I don't know why he switched, because the entry hazard would kill him anyways. So he goes into his Haxorus, and he's like, crap. He said he like accidentally went into Haxorus, but it does not matter. That thing is dead no matter what. I'm just like, Dark Pulse, you're dead. And it dies. So then he goes into this thing, and I'm like, crap, what can this do? I haven't seen a lot of moves on this guy because he didn't really use anything. So he goes for a Rock Slide, and I'm like, I can take it, I'm Dragon. That's quite a bit. So then I just blast him with the Dragon Pulse. I'm like, yeah, you're dead. Max special attack, you can't touch me. So then he goes into his Umbreon, and I'm like, crap, Umbreon, max EV, and special defense? How the heck am I supposed to kill this thing? So then I'm like, I don't have special moves. Well, let's just use the Stab Draco Meteor to finish him off. And it does. Like, yeah, crit. Probably didn't matter anyways. He would have died by the Toxic even if he lived that. So he dies. Then he goes into his Chandelure, and I'm like, it's over. He just dies from the entry hazards. Yeah, so that was the game. So yeah, good game, Kyle. And yeah, so watch for more of those videos coming out. Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me how I can improve my team.